Emergence, the 7th episode of Alien D Earth, lives up to its title by delivering one of the most intense and unsettling hours of television this year. As the series approaches its finale, this pivotal episode pushes every character to their breaking point while serving up stunning visuals of xenomorphs in broad daylight. What begins as a desperate attempt to hide evidence of an alien infection transforms into a full-blown escape plan, culminating in a shocking final scene that fundamentally changes everything we know about Wendy's connection to the alien species. Let's dive into the chaos and break down exactly what happened in this game-changing episode. The episode opens in the immediate aftermath of a disaster, with young androids slightly desperately trying to hide Arthur, who has been infected with a facehugger. It's a darkly comedic scene that quickly turns horrific as Smee discovers Slightly's secret and reluctantly agrees to help. The two boys attempt to move Arthur's body to the beach under the pretense of following instructions from the man from the ship, who has allegedly blackmailed Slightly with threats against his family. This immediately establishes the episode's tense atmosphere and moral complexity. These children are being manipulated and forced into terrible situations by powers beyond their understanding. As Slightly and Smee struggle with Arthur's body, we learn that something far worse is happening elsewhere on the island. Boy Cavalier, the genius behind the Android Children project, discovers that one of the lost boys, Tootles, also called Isaac, has been killed in a particularly gruesome manner. The security footage reveals something chilling. The sheep-like alien creature deliberately orchestrated Tootles' death, showing a level of calculation and intelligence that sends shivers down the spines of the scientists. This isn't just a dangerous animal, it's thinking strategically. Meanwhile, Wendy and her brother Hermit, whose real name is Joe, are planning an escape with the other lost boys. When they learn about Tootles' death, their resolve to flee strengthens. What makes this storyline particularly poignant is the ambiguity of Wendy's identity. She's clearly changing, becoming something not entirely human anymore. She tells her brother, "It's not us, we're still here," but then immediately contradicts herself, ATD, "I don't think I'm anymore." The line between Wendy, the human girl, and whatever she's becoming is blurring rapidly, creating emotional tension with Joe, who desperately wants to save his sister. Back with Slightly and Smee, their plan goes catastrophically wrong when Arthur begins convulsing violently. In one of the episode's most shocking and visceral scenes, a xenomorph erupts from Arthur's chest as the boys watch in horror. The creature immediately escapes into the jungle, leaving Arthur's hollow corpse behind. This moment is brilliantly executed. The terror on the boys' faces captures the innocence lost as they witness something truly monstrous. Their subsequent conversation with the mysterious Morrow on the beach reveals they were merely pawns in a larger game. Morrow wanted the xenomorph, not Arthur, and Slightly was manipulated into creating the perfect conditions for the creature's birth. Meanwhile, Boy Cavalier's fascination with the alien intelligence takes a disturbing turn. In a scene that showcases his scientific arrogance, he attempts to communicate with the Eye, the sheep-like alien creature. He gives it a math test, asking it to continue the sequence of P, and the creature correctly stamps out the numbers with its foot. Cavalier is delighted by this display of intelligence, but his colleague Atom Eins rightly points out the dangers of such a smart organism escaping into the human population. In a chilling moment that reveals Cavalier's moral bankruptcy, he suggests they should implant the alien into a human host with a low IQ so they can observe how the alien's intelligence functions in a human body. The episode's brilliance lies in how it juxtaposes the mad scientist storyline with the heartbreaking plight of the lost boys. These android children, carrying the minds of sick human kids, are caught between two horrific forces: the scientists who see them as experiments and the xenomorphs who see them as potential hosts. When Wendy tells the others that Isaac is dead, they realize they must escape immediately. The revelation that Hermit had turned off their trackers earlier gives them a window of opportunity, but time is running out. As the escape plan unfolds, we see a beautiful but sad moment between Curly and a holographic projection of her mother. The child breaks down, saying, "Everything's hard and I don't know what to do." It's a reminder that beneath their synthetic bodies, these are still children with very human emotions and vulnerabilities. The scene humanizes the lost boys, making their plight all the more affecting as the danger around them intensifies. The episode's final act takes place in the jungle as Wendy, Hermit, and the other lost boys attempt to reach a boat dock. When they're intercepted by armed soldiers, we witness the episode's most stunning sequence. Wendy somehow summons the xenomorph that emerged from Arthur, which viciously attacks the soldiers. What's remarkable isn't just the creature's brutal efficiency, but Wendy's apparent ability to communicate with it. She whispers something that sounds like "hide and follow," suggesting a telepathic connection that goes beyond anything we've seen in the Alien franchise before. This leads to the episode's climactic boat scene, where Rashidi, Siberian, and other mercenaries confront the escaping children. When Nibs, another lost boy, is threatened, he cryptically says, Strawberry says, "Fuck off, we're never going back." This seemingly random comment triggers a violent confrontation that ends with multiple deaths. But the true shock comes when Wendy herself transforms, letting out an inhuman screech and displaying alien-like abilities. The final haunting image of her altered face makes it clear she's no longer just influenced by the alien, she's becoming something entirely new. The episode ends with a devastating question from Hermit to Wendy, "What did you do?" as Queens of the Stone Age's Song for the Dead plays over the credits. It's a perfect encapsulation of the episode's themes: the loss of humanity, the cost of transformation, and the blurring line between victim and threat. What makes Emergence so effective is how it balances horror, tragedy, and even dark comedy. Noah Hawley's direction ensures that even in the most horrific moments, there's a touch of humanity. The Lost Boys' attempts to lie about the gas leak to Arthur before he becomes a xenomorph host is simultaneously funny and heartbreaking. They're children trying to navigate an impossible situation, and their naivety only makes the horror more affecting. The Thailand setting adds a fresh visual dimension to the franchise, allowing us to see xenomorphs in environments we've never witnessed before. The creature's daylight appearance is particularly effective, fast, lethal, and somehow more terrifying when not hidden in shadows. The visual effects team deserves special praise for creating a xenomorph that feels physically present and genuinely threatening, even in broad daylight. As for the ending's implications, Wendy's transformation suggests she's becoming a new kind of hybrid being, part human consciousness, part synthetic body, and part alien entity. Her ability to communicate with the xenomorph indicates she might be evolving into something like a queen or a central intelligence for the alien species. This fundamentally changes the power dynamics heading into the finale. She's no longer just a victim trying to escape, but potentially the most dangerous entity on the island. The episode also leaves us with pressing questions. What exactly is the eye? And how intelligent is it? What are Morrow's true intentions with the xenomorph? Will Cavalier succeed in his disturbing plan to implant alien intelligence into a human host? And perhaps most importantly, can Hermit still save his sister? Or is Wendy already too far gone? Emergence masterfully sets the stage for what promises to be an explosive finale. By raising the stakes, deepening the mythology, and pushing its characters to their moral limits, the episode exemplifies what makes Alien DD Earth such a worthy addition to the franchise. It's not just about the horror of alien monsters, it's about the horror of what humans will do to each other in the face of the unknown, and what we might become when exposed to something truly alien.